Welcome back to Crypto Learning Community. Today we're looking at a couple altcoins, that being ENJ, Ethereum, and we're also going to take a look at Bitcoin. We've had a lot of really good setups and trades. Today I'm going to go over all my current setups and things that I'm looking at. So it's going to be a rundown of TA setups and a little speculation. Honestly, there's a lot of good price action, so stick around and I'll show you everything in case you might have missed something, right? So let's start with ENJ. So I have a bunch of larger setups if you haven't watched the last video, but right now I'm not gonna repeat myself on the previous video stuff. We're only gonna look at the newer stuff, right? So we had our easy pump and now we're at easy dump. One thing I want to put in mind is these divergences on the 24-minute time frame with money flow. Now yes, it's very pretty, but it kept pushing down, right? We had several instances where it kept pushing down, but money flow and divergences were still there. And we're getting that same story on this side too. So what does that tell us? Yes, we have divergences. Yes, money flow is good. But can we come up and get another little wick? Yes. Yes, we can. Let's give her some noise. It's already played out. Okay. So now again, we have momentum waves coming out, money flow coming out. Meanwhile, price is making higher highs. The sign of weakness is very evident amongst these, smaller highs, right? We're breaking the high, but it's only coming up a fraction of a percent. So that's not very strong. We have a nice curved liquidity line over here. So that's this short play, right? So we're already in a short. We're covering SL about the 7A, right behind the 786. If they want to come for that, that's fine. There's gonna be liquidity there, but I don't want to risk anything extra, and I don't want to ruin my R&R. You could bring it up to 3-1. That'd be very safe. I'm only targeting the bottom of this liquidity here. And we have a really beautiful OB here. Watch for a bounce there for your longs. ENJ is very bullish. Check out my last video if you want to see all that. This is a very prime setup. Let's go ahead and just throw a fib on there, and I think we'll be done with this one. I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. 618, very beautiful confluence. I really like this. This is very prime for the short and the long. Now, I've been watching Ethereum and ENJ because they've been doing very peculiar things. Let's see, are we both on 24? Yeah, okay. Now, they've been correlated, but they have moments where they become uncorrelated and they diverge. Let's see if we can find a couple instances for you. Let's see, so right here we have Ethereum making its high and ENJ making its high here, but meanwhile Ethereum made its high here and ENJ did not make a new high. Now, for the most part, it's been they've been in sync. One sec. Ooh, excuse me, man. So they've been in sync, right? With with a couple of exceptions of where they decouple, and it creates divergences. I believe we had the same thing happen down here. Yes. So it's a smaller one, but from this low to this low, we made lower, but correlating over here, it did not make lower. So there's a couple decouplings, where everything's not completely parallel and correlated. So you have to keep that in mind, alright? I'm trying to put emphasis on that. That's why I'm repeating myself. With that being said, for the most part, every swing high and every swing low has been very parallel, right? They've been following each other. Okay, now with all of that said, this is why we're watching Ethereum and ENJ, and I've had a lot of setups and trades, and it's been working well for me this way. Notice ENJ has taken the high, meanwhile Ethereum has not. Okay, so we can look for longs to attack that high. With that being said, let's go look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, well, hold on. So ENJ 2-minute time frame does have a weakness with bearish divergences with money flow. Okay, but if we go and look at Ethereum 2-minute and 3-minute, we don't really have any divergences. So whereas ENJ is having weakness and we broke that high, Ethereum isn't showing that same kind of weakness and hasn't broken that high. So there's a good probability it could come higher. And even if ENJ does smash up higher, you know, we have a hedge, right? So we're short on ENJ, but meanwhile long on Ethereum, okay? And so as long as we're managing risk to rewards accordingly, we're gonna have, we're gonna come out profitable. So if I have 2 trades, both 3 to 1, it's a good likelihood you'll come out winning on that. And I do have these trades, as you can see here. Okay. And then here's that position history from yesterday. I know some of those setups I did miss, unfortunately, but it's just part of it. So Ethereum, it's very small. I have it split into 2 ranges, so we have a fib pull from here to here. I like this as a pivot, as a swing low. And of course we have the larger range from down here. We have the only good looking OB is about right there, and that does coincide with the 618. They wouldn't like for us to come down that far, but it could, right? It could. So for this Ethereum long, it's looking like where's that? There we go. So here's the setup in the trade. I think my entry is maybe more up here, but it's good R&R. It's worth the trade for me, given my open trades. So let's continue to look at Ethereum for a moment. I was on the 4-hour. So the 4-hour we have got our red dot. It's starting to come down. So this could be the big swing sort of been talking about as well. That's on the 4 hours, much larger fractal. That's stuff I explained in the last video. I'm not going to get into that. Let's keep it lower. 24. What was I seeing on there? I can't recall. Let's go ahead and just go to Bitcoin for a moment. I'll go ahead and do full screen. Okay. So Bitcoin, we have nice liquidity up here. We did have something going for us. Where was it? Four-hour bull div. Money flow isn't beautiful. Bitcoin, I think, also had the short on the 24-minute. Yeah. We have you have bear divs, money flow coming out. Looks to be picking up head and shoulders, which is a nice confluence with liquidity in these highs. So there's two trades that you can look for here. You can treat this as the breakout trade, but you'd have to cover stop loss like so. Breakout entry about here, and you're targeting liquidity, either the liquidity from this high or this high, giving you excuse me, 2.5 to 1 to 3.5 to 1 R&R. Not the greatest, right? But it is a high probability trade, so you can take that. The spot I'm really looking for is down here. And same target, giving us a 6 to 1 and a 8 to 1 respective. So much better R&R, and I really like this as our setup. So we have OB and liquidity. Alright, I think that just about covers everything. Not too long video. I really hope y'all have a good day of trading. This video got out early, so you still have some time to catch these moves. It looks like they really started moving around 5 a.m. But I hope y'all manage y'all's risk accordingly, and God bless, alright?